Welcome to DIYEasyCrafts.com. How to create easy basket weave designs with leather stamping. Now, basket weave stamping can be used on a variety of different leather crafts. In this particular case, I'm going to be making a knife sheath. A very, very easy way to create some nice details for a variety of different leather crafts. Now what I'm going to do is, after I've moistened the leather, and I just did that with a wet sponge, I'm going to outline with a pencil where I want the etching to be. This particular knife is pretty small, so it's a pretty small area that we're going to be stamping. But the same techniques can be used on larger pieces. You definitely want to use a pencil. Don't use a pen. You won't get rid of that pen ink from your final piece of work. Now I start by also drawing an angled line. Basket weave looks better when it's on an angle. You know, you could run it at 90 degrees. It just doesn't look as good to me. I also bought a slightly better stamping tool. This is a Barry King Pro. I think it's a number 2 Celtic basket weave. It's a little bit better quality than the ones that you get in the cheap kits. And you can see it, like if you hold the two together, this one is got a little bit more detail machined into it. You know, basically, you get what you pay for with this stuff. Anyway, you're going to line up one of the edges right on that line, and I use a rocking technique, whereas I give a bang to the left side. I'm just showing you where it gets lined up there. I give a bang to the right side, and I give a bang straight down. Different people have different techniques. Some people hold it flat and just give it one good whack. I kind of like to feel that one edge overlap with the existing stamp and then do the rocking technique. So usually 3 bangs per each. They recommend not using a regular steel hammer. You want to use a nylon mallet. It won't damage the stamp. And you want to stamp every other one. So basically, the corners will overlap, and the corners will sit into the groove created from the previous stamping. I like to work up, and this way I can see the edge of the stamp. And what I'll do is I'll just put the corner, you'll see in a minute, I put the corners right in the existing corners of the previous stampings, and then I do the rocking technique, working forward. I do this facing up so that I can see that entire edge. And the whole trick is to keep everything parallel so that you're basically working on a straight line. If you were working on a real long piece, you can actually use a straight edge. You line up one side, and you can either hold that straight edge down with the palm of your hand, or you can make another pencil line, whatever works for you. This is such a small piece that I really don't need it. Now, the one thing you have to be careful about is when you're coming close to the sides, and you can see my pencil line for the sides, you will have to give a lighter etching or angle that tool upward so that you don't stamp over the edge. So I'm just going to use that same rocking technique, moving upward, filling in the whole area that has to be stamped. You can see if I tried to do it going down, I couldn't see that edge. And you really kind of feel that edge hooking into the existing corners. I'm kind of close to the edge here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tilt the piece upward so that I'm really just stamping on the left-hand side. The right-hand side, which is going over the line, the pencil line marking the area that I wanted to stamp, is not getting stamped very much at all. I'm going to go back over that with a edging tool later on that's going to kind of fill in that void and kind of hide any little bit of a mark that goes past the line. So now I'm just going to fill in the void up top. Working in towards that corner. This one I'm going to angle up a little bit on the right so it doesn't cross over that line. And once you get into the flow of this, it really does go pretty quickly. And now I'm going to fill in a couple of missing spots, working down the piece. Right, looking at where I have the edge of what I'm trying to fill. You can see there's one little gap, and then I just tilt up that stamping tool. So I'm only really stamping on this case on the right hand side, just putting that little divot in. Now that's pretty much it as far as the basket weave. Now I'm just going to go and use an edging tool. And in most cases, or in a lot of cases, people use a fan for this edging. I just line up the inside curve of that fan with my original pencil outline of the area that I wanted to stamp. And then working from the left-hand corner to the right, I start to stamp right along that line. Now, in case the spacing doesn't work out and your stamps aren't, perfectly sized to fit the size that you want to stamp, you don't really want to bring this all the way to the right-hand corner. If you're going to be off at all and you're going to overlap, you don't really want to do that in the corner where it's, kind of obvious, or your eye gets drawn to those corners. So what I do is I just bring it, part way down, and then I start from the other side and work up. And this way, the corners are always even. And the overlap is a little bit, not dead. You don't really want the overlap to be dead center of the piece also. You want to be, kind of off to one side. And you wouldn't even notice a little bit of a spacing difference on the finished piece at all. I've already done the top. I'm just going to work up the other side from the bottom towards the top. Again, I'm not going to go all the way to the top. The corners get overlapped. I'm just lining up that inside curve of that fan with my original pencil mark. I'm going to work my way down. The last two stampings, I'm just kind of spacing them so that the overlap is even on both pieces. And that's basically the finished product. A very, very easy way to add some really, really nice details onto a variety of different leather crafts. Please check us out on the web at DIYEasyCrafts.com. Check out our other craft videos as well as knife making videos. If you like this video, I ask that you please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this YouTube channel.